Good evening. Welcome back to Where the Owls Sleep. It's another session of the Parliament on your Sunday evening. Currently, the Club World Cup's going on, so I'm having to raise the energy levels after watching Chelsea go mad in the first half. But I also have Samir with me this evening. How's it going, Samir? You good?
Yes, bro. All good, all good. Yeah, excited, excited for another show.
Yeah. As always, the it gets close to Sunday evenings, and it's like, right, let's get into it. Let's get
Yeah,
prepped. Let's get ready. So yeah.
do what we love, innit? Talk
Excitement
football.
always grows. Didn't need Chelsea going 3 0 up at half time, though, to be fair.
Yeah, fair. I didn't. We didn't need
Yeah,
that.
didn't need that and definitely didn't see it coming. But that said,
Yeah,
let's roll into the show. Let's get to it. Transfers, done deals. They still seem to be a bit slow, to be honest. But this week we have seen a few more.
Hmm.
We've seen Elanga go to Newcastle. We've seen West Ham sell Kudos to Tottenham.
Yeah.
We've also seen a Dingra go to Sunderland, which snuck
Hmm.
under the radar for me. I didn't even clock that happened until earlier today. We've got Botafogo striker going to Nottingham Forest, and then we've got Tierno Barry, who has moved from France and gone to
Oh,
Everton.
yeah,
They're the new ones that I could find are completely done deals. Uh, Tottenham are good business for Tottenham, to be fair. Kudos.
yeah. I think that's a good signing for them.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit of a step up as well for Kudos and back playing Champions League football again. Um, yeah, no, he's a good player. I'd say it's good to have numbers on the books. Like I think because obviously Kulusevski plays on the right as well, so you've got an option of Kudos or Kulusevski, or even move Kulusevski into number 10.
Yeah.
But options, in it, that's what it's all about. So we're all about having quality options.
Yeah. And Kulusevski's probably not going to play until November, from what I can hear.
Oh, he's injured.
Yeah, he's still out injured. So from
Oh,
what I've
okay.
seen, he's going to miss the first few months of the season. So yeah, they did need someone who could fill in, and he plays a
Oh,
few positions as well. So boy,
yeah, yeah. Kudus can play on the left. He can play on the right. And I can see him as number 10 as well. But yeah, I didn't know about Kulusevski being injured.
yeah, I
No.
didn't clock either because I was saying that Newcastle might go for him potentially this summer as one of our options to play wide right through the middle. Could potentially play on the left. Can even play in an 8 at a stretch.
Yeah,
It seemed like a perfect signing for Eddie Howe because he's a bit of a pressing monster as well. So,
yeah.
but no, I was told that he's not going to make it for pre-season, and he's probably not going to make it for the first few months of the season.
Well, that's sad news. That is sad news.
Yeah.
My thing with this Kudus one though is like I've had a few talks. I don't think it takes Tottenham from where they finished 17th to back into the top four though.
Oh no,
I
I
don't.
totally agree. It's not that transformative.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
not
think
that
it's that.
transformative at all. To be honest, I've been like Tottenham fans seem to think that I'm just trying to piss on their chips when I'm telling them that yeah, he's a very good player, but
It's not.
don't
It's not.
expect this to turn you around and get you back into Europe just with one guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, you've got Frank in as well, but
Mm.
you still need more.
Exactly. Way more. And I think Tottenham need to start, like, I don't think Levy's going to do it, but they just need to start going for, like, quality players, man. They need to start bringing in some names. Like, Kudos to me, it's a basic signing. It's not like you said, it's not life changing. It is
Hmm.
like, all right, we signed him. All right, fair enough, but it's not like a big signing. They need the Harry Kanes. Like, they need players like that. They need Son again, another Son
Yeah.
type player. Like that will take him from 17th back into top four. But it's not enough for me. Even with being linked with Gibbs White, even on that side of things, I just don't think that's change. It's going to change them a lot.
Yeah, again, because I'm Gibbs White. I would have loved Gibbs White at Newcastle, but we
Got
have
to,
got a fantastic midfield. So
yeah,
adding Gibbs White into an already brilliant midfield would have been special for us. But
mm,
I don't think their midfield base is good at all. They're rubbish. They're going to need someone to play alongside him. I've heard Tottenham fans saying, "Yeah, but he's going to play in the 10." I was like, "Do you know anything about Gibbs White? He's never a 10."
yeah, no way.
He's the guy. He's a guy that can't really shoot. So why would you have him in the 10? So yeah, if he's going to play the 8, they need someone next to him. There's talks of them going for Adam Wharton. If they've got that kind of money, then boy,
Oh yeah, that would be a good move.
that'd be good. That's a very very good midfield. Wharton
Yeah,
and Gibbs White is a very
yeah.
good midfield.
Yeah, but that would be. Whew, we're talking 80 to 90
Yeah,
mil on
yeah.
that.
Palace aren't going to roll over on that whatsoever.
They're not going to roll over,
Not a
especially
chance.
if they're selling Gay and well, rumors about Eze as well. So I don't see Wharton leaving in the same window as well because that would be crazy to
Mm,
lose all three of them. That's their three main players at the moment.
yeah,
So
and he's the
yeah,
one that they'll want mega money for him as well because
yeah,
Eze's getting into the back end of his 20s. He's not
yeah.
got long left on his contract, but Wharton's young and he's
Mm.
strapped into a contract, so they're going to be looking the high end right near like 80, 90, maybe even 100 mil.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I think he's going to be class in the future as well. So if they do actually manage to make that signing, that is one that could push them on quite far.
Mm.
I still wouldn't
Yeah.
worry about them too much though.
Nah, no, no, I wouldn't either.
I
I
don't think
think,
they close the gap that much.
yeah, they need a bit of strength in there.
Yeah,
Like your midfield, I'd say your midfield is a bit of like a bullyish like midfield.
yeah.
I think that's what Tottenham need. They need to just like start bullying in midfield. They need players like that that can bully in midfield. I don't
That can
see it.
bully and play at the same time.
Yeah, and play. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they don't have that with Basuma and Sarr and whoever else is there. Like I think that's what they definitely need something different.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Mhm.
We'll leave Elanga for now. Let's roll on to a Dingra. I think this is very shrewd from Sunderland. I think
Mhm.
he's going to be. He's potentially one of them ones that are on the edge of a proper breakout season
Yeah,
because
yeah, I
he's
like
looked
it.
really good in the Afcon when I've seen him. He's looked good at times when he's come on. He just needs to tighten up his end product, and I think there's a very good player in there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably I don't know. Probably came down to training because I think Brighton like they stopped playing him for a while. Like you said, he kept coming off the bench and stuff, but you could see a player in him. I don't know whether it came down to him training or if he starts, he doesn't put in the effort or something. Because I didn't really watch that many Brighton games, but obviously when they were facing teams like us and like other top six teams, then yeah, I did watch him. But yeah, it was a weird one for me because I thought this guy is talented. Like he can dribble. Like he's
Yeah,
good on the ball. He knows what he's doing when he's dribbling. To be fair, and yeah, it was a weird one for me. Good player though. That's a big signing for Sunderland. I'd say.
yeah. When I saw it, it like raised my eyebrows. I was like, okay,
Mm, yeah.
very decent bit of business from them. Very
Exactly.
good bit of business. I
Exactly.
like that for them. To be fair,
Mm. And it's
so
quite.
look,
Did you see the price as well? I'm sure it was quite a big price.
I don't think it was massive. I think
30
it
plus
was
maybe.
nah.
I'm sure I saw something scary. It's something
I think it
something like
was in my head. I'm saying 22, 24.
oh right, yeah, which is fair.
Yeah, which is pretty much about right, to be honest.
Yeah,
Let me see if I can get it back up quick.
I'm sure they signed someone. I saw the list, and they signed someone for 30 plus. I don't know if it was him or someone else.
No, I don't think that was a. Maybe it was. Maybe I've mislooked when I've looked at it, but I didn't think it was a Dingra. Yeah, he went for 20.5 apparently.
20.5. Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
bad. That's fair.
which is that's
Someone
why
did
very
that.
shrewd business.
Mm,
Very shrewd business. He doesn't seem to be playing that many minutes over the last season or so. I don't think. I'm just trying to
that's
get
what
his
I'm
numbers
thinking.
up. Yeah, 29 games in the Premier League last season, but he only played 1,000 minutes.
Yeah, so he's coming off. Yeah, he's coming off the bench a lot,
Yeah, loads.
which is yeah, it's weird. Like, not that I like was looking into him like that, but most times I saw him, he was actually doing quite well. So yeah, I'm slightly confused about why he didn't play that many games. But at the same time, they did have the player that they signed from you
Yeah,
playing on the right.
Minte plays on the right, and then they've got what's his name? The Oriental guy that plays on the left.
Plays on the left. Oh, Matoma.
Matoma, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Matoma on the left and Minte on the right, which is
yeah,
why he would have struggled because he's predominantly a left-sided
yeah. He is.
attacker at Dingra. So yeah, when you've got to get past Matoma, you've got a bit of a mountain to climb. To be fair,
Yeah. Two good options to have on the left though. So Bayern were lucky with that one, but
yeah.
obviously they got rid of
But they're
him.
good at that, aren't they? Bringing in young players, they get to a point where they have any game time that they can't give them, or someone comes in and they go for big money. So
Yeah.
they're still doing what they've been doing for a long while.
Hmm.
I think this guy's name's Igor Jesus, I believe his name is. He's joined from
Yeah.
Botafogo. He's gone to Nottingham Forest. Not sure how much game time he's going to get. I don't really know an awful lot about him. He looks like a 9 from what I've seen. So
Mm.
it looks like he's potentially going to be in a rotation with Chris Wood more than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris Woods is what, 33, 34?
I don't
I think
actually think he's that old, you know.
no?
I don't
I
think he
thought I
is.
saw,
He's just
I thought I
he's just one of them guys that seems like he's been around forever.
mm.
I might be
He
wrong
played,
on that. Oh no,
yeah,
he
he
is
might
33. My bad.
23, yeah. He's played a lot of games last season. Yeah, it'll be a rotation thing, like you said. But yeah,
Yeah,
I've not
and
really.
they've got Europe this year as well, so they're going to need 2 strikers, 100%.
Oh yeah, we'll speak about that, innit? It's
Yeah, but we'll get to
Europa
that a
now.
little bit later in the show. Yeah, but they're definitely going to need someone else.
Yeah, no, I've not really seen too much of this guy, even though Botafogo have been in Club World Cup, but I don't think I watched a single game. But yeah, I heard he's alright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be interesting to see how he gets on. And then Tierno Barry, I know a little bit about this guy because we were linked with him not long ago.
Mm.
So I did have a little look into him. He looks decent.
Yeah.
I think he's quite short for a striker as well. I don't think he's a big front target type of man. He's one who sort of, when you used to play 2 up top, he was more of a second striker than a main man.
Yeah.
But he looks a decent little player, to be fair. He was one we was looking at as a number 2 for Isak.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
this is.
yeah. Earlier
Oh,
in the window, like very early in the window, we were linked with him. There's him and there's another one called Colimundo, I think you say his name,
mm.
who we've been linked with from France as potential rotation stroke backup strikers to Isak. So yeah, he's decent. I think that's a good little signing for them, especially if now and again they can play 2 up with him and Beto.
Mm.
Be quite a handful of them too, I think, to be fair.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not a fan of Beto though. I'm not
He's
a fan.
not, but he's one of them strikers that if he had someone in and around him,
Mm. Oh yeah.
the
Yeah,
person
maybe.
who's in and around him might get quite a few goals.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's true. It's like you said. He looks like a second striker, so they could possibly be going that route.
So
Having Beto in the front, knock it down straight to him. Like that's a bit of a classic move, isn't it? No one
yeah,
really
it was cool.
does
Big
that.
man, little man movements.
Yeah. I do like that. I do
Old school.
like old
Rolling it
school.
back to the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've seen them a few times. He played for Villarreal, though. I think he played. Yeah, he played for
Yes, he
Villarreal.
played for Villarreal
Yeah.
and then he went to Lyon.
Oh, you went to Lyon. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've actually got this totally wrong. I'm thinking of the wrong guy because this says that he's 1 meter 95, which means he's absolutely fucking massive.
Cool. Oh shit.
That's
So
about 6'6".
wait a minute. What? I think I've seen a different player then. I'm sure I saw. It's like towards the end of the season. I kept saying,
6'3", 6'4". But
okay.
that's still fucking pretty big.
Yeah, same height as Beto, no? Or
That's still
closer.
a big geezer, yeah.
Okay, so imagine having two of them.
Yeah. Maybe it
Like,
was Coliamendo that I was thinking of, who's the pretty short one.
yeah, yeah.
Because I looked into both of them at the same time, and yeah, one of them's sort of short and stocky. Yeah,
Yeah.
175. So it is definitely Coliamendo who I was thinking of as the shorter one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's weird because I'm sure I've seen this Barry guy. I've seen like you get on Twitter
Mm.
where they show there's like this page that shows like uh people like goals. So like every time you see someone scores around Europe, they put up the goal on Twitter, and I'm sure I've seen like videos of him like scoring and stuff like that for really real. So
Yeah, you must have
yeah,
done.
he
I
did
think
seem
he was
cool.
quite prolific at Villarreal. I don't think he
He
played an
was,
awful lot at Lyon.
yeah, yeah, he was. So yeah, that's a good move for Everton.
Yeah, decent. A little bit of a gamble. See how that goes.
Mm.
Then Anthony Alanga.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
more and more I think about this,
Mm.
the more I am excited by this signing.
Yeah.
It's not one that sort of has you jumping up and down, but
Mm.
when I think of how he could fit into our team, I think that a lot of fans, like rival fans, are either hoping that he's not going to be great or are underestimating how much this improves us as a team on that right hand side.
Mm.
Because he's 2-footed, he is rapid, his delivery is decent, which people seem to try and argue with me trying to say his delivery isn't decent, but he literally takes set pieces.
Mm.
So his delivery has to be decent.
Yeah.
And he goes both ways. He can go left foot, right foot, he can cut inside, he can go down the line. And the thing that I keep trying to tell people is it opens up an avenue for Tino Livramento to attack more.
Yeah.
Where Jacob Murphy's now not going to be hugging the touchline, if Elanga comes inside a little bit, it opens up that avenue for Tino Livramento, and he is getting a lot better on it with his final ball as well. So I think it makes us a lot harder to play against bringing in someone like Anthony Elanga.
Yeah. It's like, but yeah, I was slightly because he was playing on the right a lot for Nottingham Forest, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because when you put it in the chat, I was just like, because I thought left winger, obvious, like he's gonna play on that left side. But you've also got Anthony Gordon and Anthony Gordon. What's his name?
Harvey
Oh,
Barnes.
Harvey Barnes. That's it. Um, yeah, that's not a bad signing. Honestly, that's a like to have him on the right as well. He's rapid. Oh my gosh, he's rapid.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's probably the fastest player in your team now. I don't even know if you've had that.
I would say so. There's a few things that have popped up on my Insta the last few days where it's had fastest sprints in the league, and
Yeah,
he was on the list twice for his sprints last season. I don't
yeah,
think any other Newcastle player would be on there.
and yeah. I don't look at any of the players and think, oh yeah, this guy's rapid. Maybe Timo, Maventa.
Yeah, Livermore is pretty quick. Tonali's pretty quick, and Anthony Gordon.
Oh
Isak's
yeah,
quick,
Steven.
but he's not like rapid.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
but be interesting to see if there's something that comes out to see who is the fastest at the club now. But I reckon it will be him,
yeah,
especially on the pitch speed as well.
yeah. He is rapid. He's tidy. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a good move for both
very
him
good
and
move for us.
yeah,
But the fees, even for him and Kudos, both too high for me. I know it is. It's the nature of the market at the minute, but I think
yeah,
it's a bit of an overpay on both players. But it just seems to be the way the transfers are going these days.
yeah. Of course, you're taking them with like their best players. So I thought 55 million is not bad. I
Hmm.
thought West Ham could have got a bit higher, like with that. I just don't think they really wanted to just like go into all that negotiation and stuff. It's pretty quick for me though. Like, all right, 55, here you go, have it. Alanga, how much was Alanga? It's like 60s, yeah.
Similar price.
Oh,
Similar price. I think
yeah.
it's. I'm not sure what the final fee was, to be honest. That's probably the only thing that I haven't looked at.
Mm. I'm sure. I think Kudos was 55, but yeah, Alanga, I'm sure is around the 60s maybe. But
It
yeah,
says 55. It says 55 for Elanga as well.
yeah. Oh, so both of them 55.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The Alanga one is. Mm, I don't know. It seems a bit fair. I think it seems a bit fair,
Hmm.
especially like how the market is going nowadays. It's just like, yeah, this it's pretty. It seems fair to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential growth there as well because he's only 23. So
Ooh,
there's a lot more. Same with Kudos because Kudos is only 23, 24 as well. So
yeah, yeah,
both players, you're paying for the talent now, but also to see if you can get them closer to their ceiling.
yeah, yeah,
So it'd be interested to see what happens with both of them once they get up and running at their new clubs in the league.
yeah,
That pretty much does the done deal. Zubimendi's been confirmed. I think we've spoken about that previously, so I didn't want to go into that again.
yeah.
Uh, but we'll talk about some rumours or the ones that are close, potentials, shall we speak. We've touched on Adam Wharton ever so slightly already. That'd be a great signing for Spurs. The other one that came out just after the Kudos deal was announced was Morgan Gibbs White.
Yeah.
I thought Tottenham were going to do a madness and sign both in the same day,
Mm.
which just would have been crazy. Again, we've spoken about him briefly. Not massively transformative, but solid signing for them. Get all three of those players in, it sort of does push them into the back end of the European conversation, I think,
Mm.
depending on how much Frank can transform the rest of the players there.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. But yeah, but there's rumors on how it could possibly be off because of how Tottenham have gone
Yeah,
around it.
but we
That
will also get to that.
okay, yeah, but
We
yeah,
will we will
go.
get to that side of the transfer very soon.
Yeah,
Very, very soon. So the guy in the top left, Hugo Ekitike, we spoke about him a few times on the show already on this channel.
Mm.
He's probably one of the main talking points on most channels at the minute because every week he's linked with someone different. Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle. His name's getting chucked about all over the place. But
Yeah,
I thought put him back up there because as much as we spoke about him, he is now heavily linked with Newcastle,
yeah, I saw that.
which a lot of people have turned around and said to me, well, surely that means Isaac's going. No,
Nah.
it doesn't.
Nah.
It really
Nah.
doesn't. It really doesn't. We've signed Anthony Alanga. The fee that we're paying this season in the PSR thingy will be covered by Sean Longstaff leaving. If we sign Hugo Ekitike, it will be covered by someone like maybe a Joe Willock leaving or something like that.
Mm.
It will not mean. It does not mean we have to sell Isaac. It's not one or the other. We're
Yeah.
going to be looking for both, and it's a problem if we make it happen.
That is scary. I'm not gonna lie. That is scary to have them both. It's like what we were talking about with Everton. You could possibly do exactly the same thing with
Hey,
the two up top, and
mate,
yeah,
in a 4-2-3-1 with
yeah,
Isak and Ekatike as a rotating 9 and 10,
yeah. I'm like,
boy, that's trouble. Flanked by Elanga and Anthony Gordon. Are you mad?
all right, that's gonna be scary.
Are
I'm
you
not like
mad? That front four is crazy.
I don't like the sound of that.
I do.
The
I
sound of that.
am very much infused by the sound of that front four. If we can put something like that together, then I'm a very, very happy man.
At St James's Park, you must be mad. Like you would go. Like I don't think you'd lose a game there. That's how
Yeah,
crazy.
it still has to work because it's a different system. Because we're
Yeah,
used to playing the three, and then you've got we'll have the deep double pivot of Tonali and Bruno, or
yeah.
Bruno Jolin and Tonali Jolin, and whichever two play. But yeah,
Mm.
it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see
Yeah,
how we go about it.
it'll be a new system and probably the new exciting one if he was to
Yeah.
pull that off. And yeah, Eddie Howe would have to change that in.
But I think a lot of managers will. I think a lot of managers are pivoting slightly on their system this season. I think we'll see
Mm.
a lot less 4-3-3s. I think we'll see a lot less of the midfield box system that we've seen recently. The box will more be the centre backs, and the low double pivot will
Yeah.
more be the box now rather than it being a higher box. I think a
Mm.
lot of managers are pivoting systems because there tends to seem to be something that they're like gold dust now.
Yes, I was thinking that. I was thinking that. There's a lot
Everybody's
of
searching for good tens, and
yeah.
hardly anybody's been playing with proper tens for ages.
Mm. No, it's
So
very.
I think there's a lot of interesting stuff going to happen this season with systems we see play, whether they work, whether they don't.
Mm.
Going to be
I
intrigued
think
massively.
I think you have to, innit? Like, because I see, like, for your example, with you, I feel like teams now would start watching you a lot more, like because obviously where you finished in the league last season, you were pretty much good throughout the whole from January all the way to the end of the season. And yeah, a lot of teams are probably going to look at that next season. Hopefully, you don't play the same system and play the same tactics because, like, yeah, certain teams will look at it and be like, you know what, yeah, we need to we need to stop this. We need to stop this. That's what's happened with us and City and Liverpool and stuff like that. Like people
Hmm.
see us the season before can't work us out, and then the season after, it's more like parking the buses and like yeah, you got to switch it up. I think with
Yeah.
you as well because obviously you're in Champions League now. You gotta like yeah come up with a new system or something.
Sorry, I
Mm.
don't know what Robert Sanchez is doing there. That's like some 12-year-old goalkeeper stuff. It's like
He's been
P-rolled
playing
into
alright.
him and he's just palmed it back out. Yeah, he had a very good first half, but that was dodgy as anything. Sorry, right, let's get back to it. Yeah, it's I feel that we've been doing that quite a bit recently.
Mm.
Even in the back end of last season, like when we played you in, I think it was the Emirates game,
Yeah.
and we had Fabian Schär win the ball off Declan Rice, basically 20 yards from your goal, from
Mm.
like a goal kick.
Yeah.
Like we've been playing about with the system a lot. Eddie Howe's gone from saying intensity is our identity,
Yeah.
is something he used to say loads, to people now saying actually it's not.
Mm.
Our identity now is how versatile we are in systems,
Yeah.
which is why we're looking for players that can play 2, 3, 4 positions, which is why I was so excited about João Pedro, because he can play a 10, he can play a 9. If you really want him to just drift out to the left, he can. At a push, you could drop him into an 8 because he started as a 6 in Brazil. So it was one of them we could name a team and teams wouldn't actually know how we're going to line up,
Mm.
which is why, even though we've just named a team that Newcastle could put out, I don't think that's as flexible as a lot of the sides we put out last season. It sort of has to set up a certain way, really.
Yeah.
Whereas if, say, I said this to someone yesterday, that if we say then play Joe Linton on the left in games every now and again, people won't know if we're going to play a 4-2-3-1, if we're going to go 4-3-3,
Mm.
if Joe Linton is going to do this weird filling at left wing back that he's done at times, or something like that. Which is why I think we're now looking for players that can make us a little bit more unpredictable. So
Yeah.
be interesting to see how we go about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave. We're gonna roll on to Harvey Elliott
Yeah.
because
What's that about? I'm not
there's
really know more.
loads of talk of him leaving.
Okay.
He is linked to so many clubs recently. Our name's been thrown in there. I think Nottingham Forest were thrown in there. There's been an awful lot of links for Harvey Elliott, and I think off the back of his Euros, he could potentially be looking at a decent move. I think who else is there? Borussia Dortmund, Leipzig, West Ham,
Mm.
Juve. I think were even thrown in there.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I think even someone like a Bayer Leverkusen have been linked. So yeah, there's a lot of talk about him leaving Liverpool. Liverpool could get some very good money for him after off the back of his under 21 Euros. To be fair, but
Yeah, I think so too.
another interesting player. I'd quite like him at Newcastle.
Mm. Yeah. No, he is a good player.
He's
Just
another one that's versatile that can play 10, can play probably wide right, can
yeah,
play
left and
and
right.
a
Yeah.
bit of an 8. If you had the right other two midfielders with him, he could play an 8. So yeah, it'd be interesting. I think he's like who did I say about previously? Like a Dingra. Like
Mm.
I think he's probably a little bit more established than a Dingra, but he's one that's right on the fringe of having a full-on breakout season
Yeah.
where he becomes an established first-team starter for someone.
Mm.
So if he stays at Liverpool, I don't think he's going to get that, which I think is why we'll see him move so he can get, like, you're looking at 2,500, 3,000 minutes this season,
Yeah.
which stamps his authority as 8, 9 games out of 10 you're starting.
Yeah.
He's
I'd
kind of
look
at that stage.
if I was in his shoe, I'd probably go to a team like Nottingham Forest. I think with especially it would make sense for Nottingham Forest as well. With them potentially losing Gibbs White.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see
that's a
him picking and
great
filling that
shout.
role. Yeah.
That is a great shout. Alanga and Gibbs White leaving
Mm.
and bringing him in. That
Yeah.
is a great, great shout.
I think it fills both their positions, isn't it? He could
Yeah,
play.
he can fill either one of those. He can play
Yeah.
the 8 that Gibbs White did. He can play the wide right that Alanga's done. Yeah, yeah. I love that shout, to be fair. That's one that's
Mm.
interesting. They haven't been linked to him as far as I know, but I'll be shocked if they're not sniffing around him looking for a replacement for one of those players.
Exactly.
If if the Gibbs White deal doesn't fall through because of what we're going to talk about in a bit.
Mm. Hopefully, their scouts are watching this video. So
Commission.
just
Commission.
there, bring
I'll
us up.
take as low as 1% on this first deal.
There's no argument for that. There's no argument for
Yeah,
that. You
mate,
wouldn't
we'll
be
take
no
that.
argument.
All
I'm not
donations
saying
will go
higher
back into the funding for the channel. Don't worry about
than
that.
that. Oh, God.
Right, last but no means least, one for you here, Samir.
Ooh. Yes. No. Oh.
Thierry Nonry. Give him that number 14 shirt.
No,
Noni
no,
Madueke.
no.
Talk to me. I'm not even going to say anything here. Talk to me about Noni
Oh,
Madueke to Arsenal. We've had a Fabrizio Romano. Here we go. The talk
no.
is today it is done.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
saying about this?
You know what, man? I feel like we go through this every season. We go after a Chelsea player every damn season. The players that we don't want, we go after them. But once they get in, like you said, you got to back them, man. And that's where I'm at. In it, it's too late. I can't do nothing about it. I feel like with Arteta, sometimes he just likes to, get these players, especially from Chelsea, and just like I don't know. I think he just wants to prove something.
Mm.
I feel like he wants to prove that he's actually a good manager, a good one-to-one manager. I think he actually is all right when it comes to one-to-one management and just like getting a player's ear and saying, "All right, I want you doing this, I want you doing that." So I feel like he does that with certain players. He just wants to, make them better, which is fair. But I don't know. It doesn't excite me. Even it's scary that we paid that much for him as well, because you'd think if he was a backup, we would have to pay much less.
Yeah.
So it's a scary thing for me. He could possibly be that player that's going to play on the left, and yeah, not us Arsenal fans are not liking that at all, at all. Oh gosh, I said no. This is John's fault, this is all John. I open his mouth. I said, "Don't say it," but no, he's gonna say it.
He spoke it
Um,
into existence. He's
he's
put it
gonna
out there in the atmosphere and it's happened.
honestly, if you go back a few episodes ago, he brought it up, and then that's where it all began, man. But what can you do with it? Hopefully, he does, show a different side to him with Arsenal,
Yeah.
because I didn't see too much at Chelsea, honestly. But then again, it is Chelsea in the last 3 years. I'd say they
Mm.
haven't been a great place to really go to, is it?
Yeah. Well, I will try and cheer you up a little bit here because I had a whole spiel kind of prepped in my head
Mm,
because I could see this being a to Newcastle thing.
mm.
Because, like you, I am very good at disrespecting players of other clubs,
Yeah.
and then at some point, them ending up at Newcastle,
Mm.
and me having to backtrack and back them and do all of that stuff. So I had it prepped; it was ready, it was drafted in the brain, and I had it there. Yeah.
Mm.
But the thing I will say is, again, he's a pressing monster, and
Yeah.
Arsenal like to press. He
Mm.
can go off both feet. Well, I say he can beat a man with both feet, and he's probably one of the best dribblers in the league when it comes to beating players. If
Yeah.
somehow you can unlock some kind of end product out of this guy, he could go through the levels.
Mm.
But it's just whether the end product is there.
Yeah.
Like people are saying, yeah, his numbers weren't all that bad last season. But if you take out the one game against Wolves,
Yeah. Hat-trick.
his numbers are pretty bad.
Yeah, bad.
And
Yeah.
I've seen compilations on YouTube of this guy that are meant to be highlight reels.
Mm.
And it's terrible. Like last week when we spoke about him and I did the reverse Jacob Murphy thing
Mm.
and I clipped a little bit of a highlight reel in there. That's not me looking for clips of him looking bad. That's in a highlight reel.
Yeah.
I haven't pieced them together. They're back to back in that exact order in
Yeah.
a highlight reel.
Yeah.
So that is a massive worry. But
Mm.
if the end product can be unlocked, then there's potential in there. Like the ceiling's high with Nottingham Forest, I'd say.
Mm.
It's just whether there is actually end product gene in him somewhere.
Yeah, and sometimes you just don't fit in certain clubs and certain systems and
Mm.
the players that you're playing with. I think Chelsea squad is good, but it's not like the like I don't look at them and think, oh yeah, they play well as a team and stuff like that
Mm.
compared to like us and say
Yeah.
Liverpool and stuff. So
That's the only thing that would worry me because you're taking him from Chelsea. You're taking a backup from Chelsea who could potentially start on the left hand side for you.
mm,
That would
yeah,
worry me. If
that's
if if that's the reasoning, that's a problem. If he's going to be a rotational player who can play wide either side when you need to rest whoever the main left winger is and Saka, then great. But if he's been brought in to start on the left,
mm,
that's when I'd start to worry as an Arsenal fan.
yeah, we don't want that, man. I'm
Because that
tired
doesn't
of
that's nothing. He's like, is he even any better than Martinelli? I don't think he is.
no,
I think
no,
you'd get more of Ethan Wanyery out on the left.
yeah. Because that's what I like. I like you like clean dribblers. You don't want like this. Like with Madueke, yes, he's a good dribbler, but he just looks like he's struggling most times.
Right,
That's why I like him.
they've brought off Cavascalia.
The game's over, isn't it?
Raw, bruv.
Pretty
Sorry.
much. Yeah, one I just want clean dribblers, man. I just want
Yeah. He's a
like
pretty
that's
clean dribbler, to be fair. He's just not, his end product is just terrible. He
he
makes
looks like.
poor decisions. He never seems to strike the ball that well. Yeah,
Mm,
it's weird. It's a very weird one for me for you to pay a similar amount to what's just been paid for Kudos and Nalanga on
mm,
Noni Madueke.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. They probably see something. I think we all were very upset when we signed Havertz, but he's like grown on us, so it could
Mm.
be a similar thing going on here because the Arsenal fans are going absolutely crazy. To the point, yeah, and I mean, most of us don't want him there, but I'm not going onto his flipping Instagram and telling him, "No, don't sign for us, don't sign for us," because
Yeah.
imagine he does turn it around and he does well, and then they're the same fans are going to be like, "Oh, Noni,"
Yeah.
just like we did with Havertz. We got songs for Havertz now,
The
and we
same
love
fans will
it.
go back onto their normal accounts rather than their
Yeah,
burners that they used to abuse players with and start praising
yeah.
him. Like, so all of that nonsense going on social media and
Oh,
like personally attacking players is just
mm,
ridiculous. It's one
it
thing I
is.
hate about today's game. There's no need for it. They've had a bad game. If you're in the stadium and you want to shout at them for a minute while you're there, calm.
Mm,
Players have been used to that for years. But don't start going onto people's Instagrams, onto their Twitters or whatever you're doing and abusing
mm,
like their personal abusing them personally
yeah.
over something that's literally he can do nothing in this situation. He has no choice in this really. Like he's
Mm,
not going to get the game time he wants at Chelsea. He's obviously had a chat with Arsenal. He's getting the move to Arsenal. He wants to make the move. That's all it is. There's no need
yeah.
for anything else outside of that.
Yeah.
It's
Honestly,
pathetic, really.
I get it. He ain't the greatest, but he ain't that bad. Like I've seen worse.
He's not terrible. One
Yeah.
thing I don't think you'll see is I don't think he'll be as bad as Pepe was for you.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
So I
That's
don't
true.
know how much of a silver lining that is for Arsenal fans, but I don't think you'll get that level of bad out of him because he just looked like he didn't even want to play football anymore.
Mm.
And you won't get that out of Nottingham away.
Yeah. He looks like he wants to. Like he
Mm.
said, he likes to press, and he looks like he wants to play football.
Mm.
Yeah. We'll
I
see
think
how.
the best way I can explain it is he's one of them that I wouldn't have wanted at Newcastle, but I could have seen the reasoning behind the signing.
Mm. Yeah, and you'll
So
have to back him in it.
yeah, 100%. 100%. Get behind him if it happens and see where he goes, see how good he can be.
Yeah. Exactly that.
Right, little change of subject. We're going to go into this. So this is about tapping players up. I've used these three in the image because I would say, well, Morgan Gibbs White is the most recent. Ashley Cole is probably the most high profile
Yeah.
that we've ever had in the Premier League. Moved from Chelsea to Arsenal. Cole
Mm.
actually got fined for it as over what happened. And I think Chelsea got a suspended points deduction as well, meaning if they did anything similar in the next 3 or 4 years, they would have got deducted 3 points. So,
Oh,
and then Virgil van Dijk, I've put that one in there because I don't think people seem to brush over it. The fact that they went to they had a meeting
mm.
between Virgil van Dijk and Liverpool without Southampton even knowing.
Yeah. You can't do that.
And yeah, and Liverpool had to issue an apology about it.
Oh, okay. I don't even remember too much about that.
Yeah, it's one that never really gets mentioned.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Never ever really gets mentioned. But a similar thing has happened here with Morgan Gibbs White.
Hmm.
Well, similar-ish. Maybe it's not tapping up. There's some kind of insider information going on because he had a release clause in his contract that no one knew about. Apparently, Tottenham have gone in first bid, hit it, bang on the money.
So
Not
like,
just a little bit over, not a little bit under, bang on the money. Yeah. And Nottingham Forest have come out and said, hold on now.
yeah, what's going on here?
Like, there's no way you've come in and gone bang on the money of the
Yeah.
release clause without knowing the release clause is there. Someone's done something dodgy on the inside.
Mm,
And that has sort of slowed the deal down. I'm not going to say halted because I still think it will go through.
mm.
But yeah, it's something suspicious is going on.
Yeah. You think it's come from like agents and stuff that are talking to Tottenham and
Yeah, yeah.
saying, "Listen, he's got this." Like,
It'll
but at the
be
same time,
agents. It'll be someone he plays with at England, or like they go to the same gym, or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
It's either his agent or himself has
yeah.
slyly filtered something down and said, "Look, feed this, feed this in. This is the fee. Hit it. Forest can do nothing about it. I can come and talk to you either way." So it's not really tapping up. It's more of an inside info kind of job. But
Yeah.
yeah, something slightly dodgy's been going on.
Yeah, like with that, it's just like I don't get how does someone have a release clause and we don't know about it? Like I'm sure we're meant to know about release clauses, no? How
No.
how why is no one like I don't get that.
Release clauses normally come out is there's different ways of doing it. So if it's in your
Mm,
contract can be a private document.
yeah, yeah.
So whatever's in your contract, unless you're, it's weird. Contracts are written in such ways that there's like certain things you're not allowed to talk about within the contract, but it's there. But then other players will have release clauses that are an open in the open forum. They're there.
Mm,
Everybody knows about them.
yeah.
But then other players have sort of hidden release clauses that it's not meant to be out in the public domain.
So what's the point of having the release clause then? Or how would
Because
how
it's just a break that if they get to a certain point in their career where they get to like, say like a young player wants to insert a hidden release clause, or a club they ask for a release clause in it, the club say
mm,
yeah you can have it, but it's a hidden clause,
okay then yeah,
so that
yeah.
they get to a certain point in their career where they're worth that amount or more,
Mm,
and someone bids that amount or above,
yeah.
it then takes it out of the club's hands, type of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas you get like the bigger players who have release clauses that everybody knows about, but
Mm,
they're like extortionate.
yeah. 500 million and yeah,
Yeah,
without
and like
yeah.
everybody knows the ins and out. Like Bruno's last summer, there was a release clause. It was open for 10 days at the start of July or something
Oh
stupid like that.
yeah.
Outside
Yeah.
of that 10 days, no one could activate it. Or
Mm,
there's a release clause in there that if a Champions League club comes in for a certain amount, they can get him for certain players and stuff like that. Stuff like that goes in the open forum for like big players. Young players normally have hidden ones in there.
yeah. That's a funny one as well with the Bruno one. I remember that, and that came out pretty late, isn't it? It's just like nobody, like I said, nobody knew about it. And
Newcastle
then
fans knew about it for a very long time.
how is it?
We knew
Oh, so
about it well before it hit the 1st of July, and as
yeah.
soon as it hit, we were just expecting someone to come in and go bang,
Mm.
and no one did. But I think the clause was something like £80 million, which is why no one came in.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, it's
Yeah,
worth it. That's definitely worth it.
it's worth it when you're looking at the fees going now, but the fees
Yeah,
last summer, people looking at Bruno Guimaraes as a six in the Premier League, where
yeah,
everybody was playing 1-6. He doesn't really suit. I don't think he's mobile enough, but I don't think he's fast enough.
yeah.
So like he covers loads of ground, but he covers loads of ground at one sort of mediocre pace.
Mm.
He's got no like burst of speed at any point in time. Him getting away from players is change of direction, hip feints, body feints, stuff like that.
Yeah, which is clean. He does it very well as well, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Which
Yeah.
is why when we switched to Nali into the six, we
Mm.
looked a whole different team defensively, because
Mm.
he's got jets and he
Mm.
covers so much ground. And he's more of a natural six as well. So he closes spaces that Bruno doesn't. Bruno
Yeah.
kind of gets caught. When I first started playing six, I used to get caught in what Bruno gets caught in, that the play's going on ahead of you
Mm.
and you're itching to get involved. So you're taking a couple of yards to get closer to the game,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
taking a couple of yards. And every time you do it, you're a couple of yards further out of where you should actually be shielding the back four. And Bruno gets
Yeah.
caught doing
The
that quite a
holding.
lot.
Yeah. Because I don't know. I don't see him as a holding midfielder, though, really.
Nah, he needs to be further forward. He's too creative. He's very similar to Bruno Fernandes when it comes to wanting to play a final pass quite a lot.
Yeah.
He just has better choice of when to do it. Like Bruno Fernandes just does it like
Anytime.
80% of the time.
Yeah.
Like he gets it. He either wants to shoot or play someone in 80% of the time. Where Bruno's decisions are like the real Bruno's decision making is much better.
Mm. Yeah. So with the Ashley Cole one, I never knew about that one.
Yeah.
What?
So basically, again, it's similar to the Van Dijk one.
Mm.
Cole had a meeting with, I think it was Mourinho and whoever the Chelsea reps were at the time, and Arsenal knew nothing about it. He actually got fined as well.
Yeah.
Chelsea and Mourinho got fined as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's definitely by far the most high profile one. I think the only other ones I can think of on the list that were even close, they were more for younger players, was Cesc to Arsenal.
Oh, okay.
Barca did try and make a claim that Arsenal took him one without and down proper lines, but don't think that went anywhere.
Nothing.
Cristiano Ronaldo, um, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was. Do you know when you see? you're linked with a player near the end of the season.
Mm,
Like when Newcastle played Ipswich near the end of the season, and I came on here on the Sunday, and we
yeah,
played them on the Sunday, and I just said lock him in St James's Park and get the done deal,
yeah.
get the deal done. Even that is kind of what happened with Cristiano Ronaldo. So they
With
played Sporting in a friendly,
yeah, I
and
remember
they
that.
basically didn't leave until the deal was basically done.
Yeah,
Like the Man United representatives didn't leave the stadium
that is
until
crazy.
the deal was basically done.
Yeah,
And they were talking with both club and Ronaldo at the same time.
yeah. Which is fair, no? Which
Yeah.
is
I think they ended up paying Sporting £3 or £4 million more to make them
then.
stop complaining about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. No, this whole release clause thing is a bit weird,
Hmm. I think
especially
they
with
should just be out there. If there's a release clause in your contract,
the
put it out in the open domain.
exactly. That's
It
what I
should be
don't get.
something that's just public knowledge. Or maybe not the exact amount. Maybe it should
Mm.
be there is a release clause.
There is a release clause there. You want
Yeah.
to find out?
You want to find out what it is, you have to put a bid in of
Yeah.
within, say, 80% of what the release clause is. So if the release clause is 100 million and you go for 85,
Yeah.
you can then have a discussion with the club about what the actual release clause is.
Mm.
Something along them lines. I think that would be quite good to put in there. But
Yeah.
it's one of them things. It seems to be, I think tapping up of players is a very obvious thing these days. Like players tap up players all the time, 100%. Like the Anthony Elanga deal at Newcastle. I'm seeing Joe Willock, Willa Sula eating like fufu and rice with a guy
Yeah.
6 weeks ago,
Yeah.
commenting on his Instagram the last few weeks when the deal's getting done and stuff like that.
Oh,
So,
right.
like,
Yeah. It tells you a
this
lot.
stuff was going on.
Yeah.
There's stuff that's
Yeah.
always going on behind the scenes. I think when it becomes a problem, like an official problem, is when the club have official meetings with the player about things without the other club, without the club that owns them knowing.
Mm. Do you think Nottingham Forest are moving Petty?
Um, wouldn't surprise me. Their owner seems like the type.
Mm.
He will create an angle to suit him quite a lot. I think this is one where he's basically just going, look, there's a release clause. I'm going to do everything I can to try and keep him here.
Yeah.
But there's nothing we can do. It's there. The clause is
Mm.
there. I can't do anything about it. Sorry, guys. I think it's one of them from Nottingham Forest. From what I understand, both sides have still turned around and said the deal's going to get done,
Yeah.
but it's just delayed it a bit.
Mm. Yeah. It's a weird one.
Hmm.
A weird one.
Interesting to see where it goes over the next week because that looked like something that was going to happen. There was talks of medicals being Friday.
Yeah. And then it got stopped.
Yeah, and then so something's definitely slowed it down. But
Mm.
as you've seen with a few of the deals over the last few days, media teams love a video at the minute, and
Yeah.
as I know all too well, video editing and moving stuff around takes time.
It really does.
So for everybody out there, if you're getting stressed about a deal that you know players have had a medical or you've seen them fly in, you've seen them in the training ground, video editing is long. So
Mm.
at Premier League level, it's even longer
Yeah, you must.
because
Yeah, that's true.
like I'm editing to get it to my own opinion.
Mm.
Whereas at Premier League level, you've probably got 6, 7, 8 different sets of eyes on it, and everybody's going to have an opinion. So it's a long process trying to video
Yeah,
edit that kind of stuff.
that's true.
Yeah, so let it take time. A couple of days, they'll get the videos out, get the announcement done. Sometimes they come out with decent videos as well. So
Mm.
patience is the key.
It really is. It
Right.
really is.
Next subject of the evening: players that strike to get a move. So I wanted to have a little chat about this because there is talk. Well, there's not talk. It's been confirmed that Gokares has not arrived for training for Sporting on Friday, which is when he was meant to be back.
Mm.
We had a little talk about him forcing a move last week. It seems like that's what he's going.
Yeah.
I was reading something. I couldn't find it as we was leading into the show that if you don't turn up for your club duties for a certain amount of time, it voids your contract.
Yeah.
I don't know what the time frame is, but it's the first time I've ever seen it anywhere, and I think that's bonkers. And I'm
That's mad,
amazed
isn't
we
it?
haven't seen more of it.
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it? I think it's like it said 10 to 15 training sessions or something like that. If you miss,
Yeah, but
uh,
why have we not seen that before? Guys just don't turn up and their contract gets voided.
exactly, and then you sign that player for free.
There
That's
must be
crazy.
some kind of heavy fine that's imposed for doing that because
Yeah,
it just seems like one of them things that players would use as a loophole like pretty quickly when they want out.
they probably do. Quietly, they probably do. Didn't Harry Kane not do that for Spurs? Was it Spurs? He went and
Yeah, Harry Kane's in the picture, so he's definitely one. He's
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah,
Harry Kane. Yeah, that's when they wanted him going to when he wanted to go City, I believe.
yeah.
Let me see if I can find anything
But
on
he
it.
ended up going back.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
he ended up carry on playing, and then he obviously ended up going to Bayern Munich.
mm,
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so he didn't come back from holiday. This is in 2021,
yeah.
so he delayed his return from holiday. Levy blocked the move, and then he stayed for might have even been one, maybe two more seasons, and then ended up going to Bayern Munich
Mm,
on a free.
yeah.
So yeah, it's happened before. Other people that we do have in this picture, just in case people can't see the cartoons that have been created. You've got Usman Dembele.
Oh,
Uh,
what did he do that with? Was it at PSG where he didn't turn up for training? Or was it
no, I think it was him forcing the move to PSG.
yeah, with
No, no,
Barca?
no, 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 no. It was even before that. It was Dortmund to Barcelona. He was
Oh, he
suspended by Dortmund for skipping training, and then he forced a move to Barcelona.
yeah.
Also in the picture, we have the car that's on the table
Mm-hmm.
is a symbolization of Aubameyang, who missed team meetings and training going to Arsenal from Dortmund.
mm,
That move also went through. Nothing really happened after that. Courtois is the guy lying down on the floor.
mm-hmm.
I can't remember where he forced a move from. I did actually look at these earlier and I've lost all of my tabs.
I know. Yeah, I don't think it was trustable. Was it trust?
He refused to return from training. He refused to return to training from holiday and forced a move from Chelsea to Real
Yeah,
Madrid.
yeah.
Who else have we got? Dimitri Payet doesn't actually look anything like Dimitri Payet, to be honest.
I was confused about that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, doesn't look anything like him, but that's him. He had family problems and forced a move back to Marseille from West Ham, which is why you don't hear an awful lot about it because not many West Ham fans hold that against him
Mm,
because it wasn't like he just wanted to go to Marseille. There was family problems behind it, but he had to force the move. Koscielny. No, Koscielny's not in this picture. I think I've got something muddled up because that's meant to be Riyad Mahrez. And again,
mm.
it doesn't look anything like Riyad Mahrez
Did he force the move from Leicester to City?
from Leicester to City. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't
He
remember.
missed he missed multiple training sessions, and
Oh,
then
brilliant.
his move went through. This is all me creating rush pictures of players that look nothing like players. But yeah, that is meant to be Mahrez there. So
Yeah.
I think it's because I had Koscielny on my list of players to potentially do
Mm.
that I ended up putting Koscielny's head on the Mahrez. What's meant
Yeah.
to be a Mahrez
He
thing.
probably looks more like Kashona here.
Yeah. But a lot of players do seem to do this. It's I had a long list to look at when I was looking through of players that have done similar things. Like there's only them ones that we've mentioned in the picture. Obviously, you got Philip Coutinho that wanted to go Barcelona. He feigned injury basically to get a move. Carlos
Mm.
Tevez refused to come off the bench when he wanted to go back to Argentina.
Mm.
Koscielny didn't go to preseason talks before he went back to Bordeaux. Adrian Rabiot, I think he's done it a few times. Didn't sign a new deal
Oh,
and just
yeah.
ended up leaving on a free at the end.
Mm.
Neymar's done it. Gallas, says Fabregas again. Luka Modric,
Wait,
Gareth Bale.
says Fabregas with us.
Yeah, when he wanted to go Barcelona,
What a scumbag.
he trained on his own for a little while, did he? Didn't he?
Ah,
Trained on his
yeah.
own for a bit before he made the move. Others, Johan Kabay did a similar thing just
Mm.
before we played you. 1 January, there was talk of him moving. He didn't play the game because he
Was he
wanted.
not? He wanted to come to us, no?
Yeah, he wanted to come to you.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
So he didn't play that game, and then he trained on his own for about 2 weeks before getting reintegrated into the first team.
Yeah,
It never happened. He ended up going to Palace or something like
Palace, yeah.
that. Anthony Gordon before he came to Newcastle. But his one was slightly different. I'm going to defend Anthony Gordon on this because Everton fans are like, they hate him.
Mm,
But the fact is, after a game, he got chased out of the stadium. Like, fans were banging on his car as he left the stadium. Bearing
mm,
in mind, he's an academy player who was probably 18, 19, 20 at the time,
yeah,
getting chased out of the stadium by groups of fully grown men. Like, he then didn't train for a few days, went back to training, and then signed for Newcastle. That
yeah.
kind of thing's going to throw you off as a young man.
No, of course.
Like, and it's going to put you off a club as a whole, even if it is like the club that you've come through the academy of. So I'm going to back him on that, not because he's a Newcastle player, just because I know the story.
Yeah,
And he had, for me, that's a very good reason to miss a few days of training, because it would have been a case of, if I turn up to training, there's going to be a similar type of person trying to get to me on my way into the training ground
yeah,
or way out, and I don't want
yeah,
to put myself in that position.
mm,
So I get that, and I'm going to back him on that.
yeah.
There's probably some of these others that are warranted. I don't know the stories well enough to back any of the others, but I know the Gordon one because he did move to Newcastle. Um, the only other one I had on my list was Ivan Toney. This was ages ago before he went to Brentford, which I think was from Peterborough. He missed, he just didn't play the last
Yeah,
few matches
mm.
before he got his move. He didn't want to get injured, so he didn't play.
Which makes sense. Which makes
Makes
sense.
sense, but it's still a bit of a dickhead move. But we all know Ivan Toney is a bit of a dickhead. So
Yeah.
yeah, so we've gone sort of round the houses with so many different players, but the fact is Gokeres. How are your feelings on Gokeres potentially coming to Arsenal after refusing to train for Sporting Lisbon? Is it something you worry that he has two cracking seasons, gets 80 odd goals in 2 seasons, Real Madrid come knocking on the door and he does a similar thing?
He could possibly do a similar thing, but if you have like the rumors, I should say, are that he had an agreement with one of the presidents. Well, before the current president, they had to be fair, it was that they had an agreement that he can go for a certain fee, and then this new president's come in and basically said, "Nah, that's not happening. We want more money," which which I get on both sides, to be fair,
Yeah,
because the president is like, that agreement weren't with me, and we need to. You're our best player who has this many goals. We need to get some money and some big money, and but Jokeres is on the other side thinking like, no, I had an agreement with the club. I don't care who the president is. I had an agreement with the club that I should be gone for. I'm allowed to leave for this much. I think it was around 60 mil.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so I get that, and then the president still saying no, 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 no. So at the end of it, I do understand why Jacques Reza isn't turning up for training, because he was told one thing. I think it
Mm.
was in writing as well. I think it was in writing, and yeah, being told. So I like you said with Anthony Gordon, I do back Jacques Reza's choices, not
Mm.
turning up for
I do
training.
kind of get it, because if someone sort of promised you something, then you'd get annoyed when it's not delivered.
Yeah,
But I think you also have to understand that the landscape changes. Because
mm,
from my understanding of it, he was promised last summer
yeah,
that if it comes to this summer, someone offers a certain amount of money, he'll go. He then
mm,
went and bagged a stupid amount of goals, some in the Champions League, and the landscape has changed where prices getting paid for players is a little bit more inflated. So
mm,
I do see it from both sides,
yeah.
but I understand why you'd be annoyed of once you're promised something and it not being delivered, that
Mm.
you're not happy about it whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would. You know,
Yeah,
he
like Fat
sounds
Joe
like,
says, today's price is
yeah,
not yesterday's price.
it's very, it's very true. Like, I always look at it as in like, listen, this guy is scoring so many goals. Like any player in the world, like he's scoring so many goals. Like I do not want to lose this player for cheap,
Hmm.
because to replace him is going to be expensive.
Yes.
So I need all the money I can get, and 60 mil is not going to do it in today's market. 60 mil is not going to do it for my
60 mil for one of the best, most sort of like 3 or 4 most sought after strikers in the
yeah,
world.
exactly.
Like if you wiped all the teams from fresh
Mm,
and gave teams a pick of players from like a draft
mm,
in order, striker wise, Gokares would go in one of the first 2, 3, 4 strikers.
yeah, yeah, facts.
Yeah.
He's up there.
So
And he backs himself as well. Like that's what I like about him. He says, "Listen, I'm one of the best strikers in the world." But if you're putting that out there, and the president hears that, he's thinking, "All right, yeah, so you're one of the best strikers in the world. I want at least 90 mil now." So he
yeah,
put
well,
himself.
a lot of people put him in the, like a sort of the Isak bracket ish.
Yeah.
Like for me, don't come and talk to me about Isak unless you're starting at 120. I
Mm,
want 150, but start at 120 or
yeah.
don't come to the table.
If I'm in your shoe, I'm going for two. I'm
Yeah.
going for 2 mil, 200 mil.
Ooh, who's getting sent off? Oh,
It's famous in guys. Oh
someone's
yeah.
paused Cucurella's hair.
Again, someone
Yeah.
did that before. Oh god.
Oh well, it's all going a bit mad. Yeah. So yeah, I understand it. I
Mm.
do get it, but it's one of them things. You've promised something. Just don't make silly promises.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think he did it though. That's the thing. So imagine you're the new president. You didn't make that
Oh,
deal.
so it was the old president.
It was the old president. Yeah,
Sorry,
this
I
new.
missed that bit when you was talking. Yeah, no, then sorry, I can't back Gokares at all here.
Yeah.
Jao never sent off.
Serious? Wait, am I
Yeah,
right? Oh yeah, I see the red, red
yeah,
card.
you're
That's all right.
probably in front of me. To be fair, mine's a bit slow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's yeah, that's like if you take over a company, yeah, and the
Mm,
last owner has promised everybody like an unofficial bonus at a certain point.
yeah.
Like, nah,
I'm not
go
giving
and get
that.
your bonus from that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not giving that.
I'm not paying you that guy's bonus that he's promised you.
That's not true.
I didn't
I
promise
give
you
you that.
nothing.
Exactly. Yeah,
This
that
is
was me.
this is a clean slate right now. This is in your contract. It's a
Yeah.
clean slate. Don't nah.
Exactly.
Don't
Exactly.
I don't play them games.
I didn't
Get
sign
out of it.
That is so true. That is so true. It's not in my contract. I'm sorry. Nah.
Yeah.
I see where he's coming from in
Yeah,
that.
yeah. No, I get that. I
Yeah.
do get that.
Yeah.
Especially if it looks like they get like say you promised him a move for 55 mil.
Mm.
And you come in and Gokares comes up and go, the last guy promised me a move for 55 mil. I'd be like,
Yeah.
you're worth 90 million pounds.
Exactly. Where are you going? Where
Like,
are you going
where's
about?
the extra 35 million pounds from if they're only paying 55?
Exactly.
Like, no. That's
Yeah,
not how this works now.
that's what I'm saying. This guy's moving mad. Where are
Yeah.
you going?
If you
No.
move for 55 million pounds, I'm chasing the old guy down to pay me 35 million
Yeah,
pounds
that's
more.
what I'm saying. Someone
Yeah.
give me a number, please, because this ain't happening. This ain't
Can't
happening.
be with that.
Yeah, you can imagine how the president he's just come in and he's thinking, what? He agreed how much?
Yeah.
Nah, rip that paper
But
up. We
it
want
sounds like my man knew that he was leaving and was just like, yeah, let me just fuck some shit up before I
Oh,
leave.
you know what? That's true, yeah.
Like them guys that leave the office and they don't want to leave,
Yeah,
or they leave on bad terms and they just start putting viruses on all the computers and stuff.
exactly. Exactly. And that's
Changing people's screensavers to porn and all sorts before you leave. Just let me just mash some shit up that's just gonna that they're gonna have to deal with once I'm gone.
It's so true. Like, I don't even know what happened with the previous president, but I imagine people wanted him out or something, and he's probably gone that way, innit? He
Yeah,
just thought, fuck this, I'm fucking everything up. I'm fucking it. What? Joker 55 mil, have
yeah.
that.
That's it. Just slapping random price tags on players. Madness. You gotta love the pettiness of it. That's what.
Yeah, petty, mad petty. Oh, God.
Right.
Mm,
Okay. We'll talk about it now because this game is done. There's probably 7, 8 minutes left in total.
mm,
Chelsea versus PSG in the Club World Cup final. Chelsea
mm.
have actually battered PSG.
Yeah.
3-0 at the minute. PSG are down to 10. There's a couple of minutes plus injury time left. Like Samir, Chelsea fans are actually legitimately allowed to say that they're champions of the world.
Yeah. Oh my days! Like I've all clubs
Champions
as well.
of the world.
That's what I'm saying. I've
It
all
just makes
clubs.
me think about that scene in is it Friday After Next. You
Mm,
see where Craig and Dede get the jobs as security.
yeah.
He's like, we're security of the world, Craig.
Oh, yeah. That's
We're
well,
security of
yeah.
the world. That's what they're going to do. She's going to be running around with champions of the world, Craig.
The champions of the world. Ah, nah, to have that, to be fair, to have that name.
Oh,
Like,
no way. Can we do this tournament every year so they don't have 2 years of saying they're champions of
I
the
know,
world?
that's
That
what I'm
means
saying.
they have to go back in it next time, you know?
Huh?
That they have to go back in it next time because they're
Oh, yeah,
holders.
the champ, yeah, the holders
Yeah.
have to.
Which
But
means they're just going to earn a bag load more of money, which means
uh,
they can just go and keep buying like 50 players a season.
that's what's going to happen this season. Isn't it? They're going to go out and
It's
just
just
get
fucking
absolutely
crazy.
anyone. They want Mbappe here. Have Mbappe.
They've earned like in and around £100 million
Mm,
for this tournament. But
yeah.
it's official money on their books that they can just chuck around like they're making it rain in a strip club.
Mm.
Like what on earth? This is
That's,
literally the worst thing that could have happened. Like, as much as it's good that an English team can turn around and say they're champions of the world, it's one of the worst things that could have happened for English football.
yeah,
Like,
because
it's
they can make some signings and make a lot of
yeah,
noise for next season,
the club that
which is
have gone around selling hotels and selling their women's team have
mm,
now just won £100 million
yeah,
in a tournament that they were literally the last bracket of Champions League winners to get into it
yeah.
as well.
Mm, just about. I don't
Bro,
know, man. And then they're beating the best in Europe at the moment. So
yeah.
yeah, so to do that as well, to have that name and to say, listen, we beaten the champions of Europe. They're going to be very very loud.
Do you know what? Do you know what the? I like silver linings. I'm a silver linings guy.
Mm,
The silver lining of this is when PSG rock up to the Super Club on the 15th of August.
mm.
If Tottenham beat them, they then can't shout too loud, so we
So
don't have to hear that noise.
oh what
So if Tottenham rock up and win the Super Cup,
oh right, yeah, yeah, yeah,
can't go,
yeah,
well, you all got beat by
yeah.
PSG. We beat them. So you can just go, shut up, we beat them already.
Yeah, that's
Now,
true.
it's not going to be as special now. So
Yeah.
we can calm because we all know Chelsea have no, I mean, Chelsea, PSG have no preseason games. They rock
Mm.
up to the Super Cup as their next game after tonight.
That's
So
crazy, isn't it?
it's feasible that Tottenham could beat them because they're more in the flow of their preseason.
Yeah. Because what they're gonna get what 2 weeks, 3 weeks off now?
Yeah, they're going to
Uh,
have probably 2 weeks off, I reckon. Then they're going to go back into training. And unless they're sorting some friendlies out, as
mm,
far as I'm aware, that Tottenham game is the next official football match they play.
yeah, because you would have this friendly sorted from ages ago, innit? You know the schedule, so
Mm,
I don't think they'll probably have one behind the closed door training or something.
mm. It's a
Um,
unique situation to be in, though, isn't it? Because like both of these teams and all the who else was in the semi and Real Madrid,
mm,
like it's a different way of building up into a season. Because yes, you have World Cups, yes, you have Euros, yes, you have Copa Americas,
mm,
but that's a select group of players
yeah,
who aren't all going to be playing like 70 minutes most games.
mm,
Whereas when you go in as a club side, you're predominantly playing your best 11 for most of the tournament.
yeah.
Now going to have to try and readjust and make sure they get their pre-season right, so they're good to go again. Come whatever the date is, what is it, the 17th, 18th that we're back in the Premier League?
So yeah, 16th, 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um,
interesting to see if they can get that right. Because if they don't and they're not at the right point, it could
yeah.
lead to a terrible season.
For me, it feels weird. I don't know what it is, but like it's so they had the end of the season. They had a week or two off. No, Chelsea
I
players
think they had
after
a little bit of downtime, about
they
two
had
weeks.
a little bit of downtime. Back to football, off again, and then few preseason, and then preseason again. No, I don't even know. It feels a bit weird to me. It's like on and off, on and off.
Have you
Like
got any games booked in? That's what I want to know.
that's a good question.
Chelsea
It,
fixtures.
it is weird.
Let's have a little look. So, overview. They've got Leverkusen on the 8th, and then Milan on the 10th of August.
So they got two quick preseason games,
Yeah, and
and
then
then
there's 7 days, and they're back. Is Palace a league game? Is that their first league game? Yeah.
yeah,
So they're back
yeah.
into Palace on the 17th of August. So they've got two fixtures, 3 days apart, and then they've got a week off, and then they're into the league.
That's what's crazy to me. That's crazy
Yeah.
because after this, it's pretty much done. Season's completely done for both teams, Chelsea and PSG. And
Mm.
then to get back into the groove of things, like you said, with certain clubs like us and you, we've already started our pre-season, so we are wearing that. And
Yeah,
Tottenham, sorry, we're
our
wearing that.
players returned to training on Friday.
Yeah, you had a game today, no? Behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
It was against like Carlisle or someone like that. But yeah,
Oh,
we only returned to training like Tuesday, Thursday. Like Eddie Howe got back from holiday like Wednesday last week.
okay.
So we returned to train. I think it was Thursday, Friday. Had a behind closed doors game
Mm. See,
Saturday.
everyone's got they're going to be in a nice group of things, but you got Chelsea, 2 quick games, 2 pre-season games, and then straight back into the Premier League. I don't know how that looks for me. It's not a good way to prepare for
No,
start of season.
it's not a good way to manage workload either.
Yeah, and to be
Because
fair,
as much as they're going to have 2 weeks off, all of
mm,
these players that are getting 2 weeks off still need to make sure that they maintain fitness. They can't
exactly.
just like relax for 2 weeks
Yeah,
because
that's another thing. Yeah,
you've
that's true.
only got 10 days or whatever it is to get back
Mm,
into the free of things. Because if Chelsea aren't playing until, I can't even remember what day I said, the 8th or whatever it is, yeah?
mm,
2 weeks from now is what, the 27th.
yeah,
So they've probably got 3 weeks off, I would say,
yeah.
just going by that date, which means they're back early August. They'll train for a few days. They'll go into the first game, train again, roll into the second game. Week of training, Palace.
That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound
Sounds a
right.
tough balance to me.
It is. It is. That's unfair. I
Chelsea
think
are officially champions of the world.
champions of the world. Hey.
Champions of the world, Craig.
Are they even celebrating like that? Are they celebrating crazy?
Yeah, they got mad. They got
No,
mad.
fair,
I'm
fair
not
play.
one of these celebration police guys. Trophies are trophies.
No, I get it. I know.
Trophies are trophies. Someone said to me after the Carabao Cup, "Are you really going to celebrate it that hard?" I was like, "Yes." Guess what? I've been playing amateur football since I was. When did I drop back down? 24, 25.
Mm,
And I have won cups. I have won leagues, and I have celebrated them
yeah,
like I
yeah,
won the World Cup.
exactly.
And I am in a park with 20 people watching the game
Mm,
when I've won this cup. You
yeah,
think I'm not celebrating my club winning the Carabao Cup, like one of
yeah,
the
exactly.
fourth most prestigious cup in the country?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
would.
mad?
I would celebrate. I mean, when other teams win it, I'll be like, "Oh, this is a shit trophy." But if
Yeah,
we win it, I will
bro.
celebrate that trophy. Are you crazy? It's a trophy.
I'm not going to celebrate the third most prestigious trophy in the country,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm going to celebrate on a Saturday afternoon of something that's probably the 303rd most prestigious trophy in the country. Are you crazy?
Yeah. Nah, trophy's a trophy. Isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone.
Miss me with that. I'm celebrating everything. I celebrated coming up from the championship. I
Mm,
celebrated all of that.
yeah, yeah. We was in a spot one time when we used to celebrate flipping getting top four. It's a big deal.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not going to celebrate that. You don't get a trophy for that.
Yeah, but still, it's,
I want to celebrate trophy lifts, like armpits in the air and that. And I'm not celebrating qualifying for the Champions League. We
yeah.
qualify for the Champions League, I'll give it a yes.
When you beat your rivals to it, then yeah, you celebrate. Not for like actually getting into
Nah,
Champions League.
nah.
It's
To be
every
fair,
year.
I don't think I'm ever going to come across that in my lifetime because Sunderland are rubbish.
Yeah,
And yeah, like I've created rivalries with the London clubs and Newcastle, but it's not really a proper rivalry, is it?
no,
And it's
no.
still just when it happens, it's just like, yes, I know
No,
that
you
I can
created a
better
rivalry with
these
me.
guys for a while now.
I'm watching your club. I'm watching your games now. Yeah, you created a rivalry
Hey,
with me.
I'll see who's in and around us when the season gets to a certain point, and then
Yeah,
I'll start watching teams.
you're making a lot of noise. When you start making noise, we start watching
Hey,
you.
trust me, this like people seem to think that I'm upset with the noise around Newcastle players and Newcastle getting linked with all of these players, and they're like, "How are you getting rejected?" It's like, bruv, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm legitimately in a conversation now. I would
yeah.
create narratives to
Mm.
be able to have football debates with people who supported teams that were way above Newcastle for so many years.
Yeah, now
And
you're
now
not.
I'm fully in the conversation. I can talk to you on a level
Mm.
and actually say stuff club to club and be serious about it without trying to wind people up.
Yeah.
And people think they can wind me up by saying, "Yeah, you got turned down by Bremo. Oh, you got turned down." How do we know even bid? We're now the club, apart from probably Chelsea, that get linked to everybody. It's an
Yeah.
easy link, and
Yeah.
it's realistic. So they just go, "Yeah, Newcastle were linked," and it's a story. I'm happy to be there.
Yeah, because like you said, like a few seasons ago, you weren't linked with these type of players, were you? You were getting the flipping Jeff Hendricks and
Yeah, I was just about to say that 4 years ago we were signing Jeff Hendrick on a free.
oh
Joe
god,
Shelby was our best player.
you were
Like,
struggling. Now you're
get
actually
out of here.
getting strong European names.
Yeah,
Like,
and we're
yeah, I get it.
legitimately on the up as well. It's not like we're happy to be here for 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah,
It's feasible that in 4 or 5 years we're looked at as a team that should consistently be in and around a title chase.
mm,
Maybe not winning it, but in and around it every single year because
yeah.
we've built into that position. And yeah, it's a great place to be as a Newcastle fan.
No, I get that. I understand it. I mean, I would be as well.
Right. Okay. Last topic of the evening. I need to stop doing that. I sound like Gary Neville. Every time I split to new topics, it's like right. It's like I need to stop doing the right. I need to do something different. Can't be Gary Neville.
Yeah, yeah.
I hear him do it on Stick to Football all the time. He changes. It's like right.
Right. That's so true. You know? I think
Every time I listen back, I know it's coming. And even
yeah,
when we're changing topics in my head, I'm like, don't say rat, don't say
don't say
rat,
that.
don't say
Don't
rat.
say
And I'm
that.
just like, right, on to the next
Exactly.
topic. Gonna have to change it. I might just have to be yo. Next
Oh,
thing.
all right. Say all right. Let's go all right. But it's still saying right. It's still saying like, so, nah, you gotta switch it out completely.
Yeah, no, I have to switch it up completely. I'll figure something out. But last topic of the evening, we are going to talk about this.
Oh,
It
jeez.
might just look about this one subject. It's not. We're going to talk about multi-club ownership. And we're
Mm.
going to talk about it because this week we have seen Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace switch positions in their Europa League and Conference League qualification. This is due to what I'm going to call an administration error from Crystal Palace because what they've done, or what they haven't done, is they haven't moved the shares of one of their owners. I can't think of the guy's name. What's the guy's name? What's the guy's name?
Mm. Mm.
Basically, Eagle Holdings.
Ted.
Yeah, Eagle Holdings own a few clubs. In fact, I'm going to pull up a little thing that Stocky sent me earlier before we get into it, so I can get the guy's name. John Textor.
Nah, it's close to Ted.
He owns shares in both Crystal Palace and Lyon. This is what's created the problem. They've both qualified for the same tournament. Whereas Nottingham Forest owner, Marinakis,
Mm.
owns both Olympiacos and Nottingham Forest. So in February, he moved his shares in Nottingham Forest to a what's it fucking called now? He basically a blind fund. That's what it's called. He moved his shares into a blind fund,
Mm.
which means it's not actually the same ownership of both clubs, which means they can then compete in the same tournament.
Okay.
Forest then didn't qualify for the Champions League when an Olympiacos did, so it was irrelevant for them anyway.
Mm.
But what Crystal Palace didn't do was do that. They didn't pass the shares on to someone. They didn't create the blind fund, which would have meant Lyon and Palace end up in the same tournament. I think it is just an administration error because I don't think they thought they were going to get
I was
European
about to say
football,
that. I
and
was
they
about
went
to
on
say
to win the FA Cup.
yeah.
But it's come down to hinder them. I spoke to a few Palace fans recently. They're actually quite happy they're in Europe Conference League. They believe as long as they don't get absolutely like torn to shreds with transfers,
Mm.
they feel they could go and win the Conference League, and they didn't think they'd win the Europa League anyway. So
Yeah, which sounds fair.
yeah,
Which sounds fair. But yeah, that that whole thing is it's so weird. That's another weird thing. It's like, yeah, Crystal Palace obviously didn't expect to win the FA Cup and get Europa League, and then you also had that whole situation of Lyon being relegated to League Two. So what did that mean for them in actual Europe as well? Um, and yeah, I think the Nottingham Forest owner, he
Yeah.
knew they were going to make it into to Europe either way, so he had to he had time to think about, oh yeah, got to move these shares because just in case we do end up in the same competition. So he's had that sort of thing. With Crystal Palace, nobody thought they were ever going to win the FA Cup, and obviously the FA Cup gives you the Europa League, so they didn't have any chance to sort all of that out. But yeah, yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's weird. Like, what is in like what harm could having two like teams that you own in the same competition? What could really
So,
go? Like,
so all of these teams in the same competitions, basically, all of the I've said that wrong. All of the teams that have multi-club ownership, there's always going to be a dominant team,
mm,
which means you lose a little bit of the integrity of the tournament if them two teams have to face each other, because then you've then got an owner in a position to influence an official game
yeah,
of football in the
right.
way that he wants to do it. So say, like, let's take the Red Bull teams, yeah, Leipzig and Salzburg.
Mm,
They both qualify for the Champions League.
yeah.
They're Leipzig are doing pretty well. They're 16th, say, in
Mm,
the actually no, let's say they're ninth in the table, coming to the last game, and their last game is against Salzburg.
mm.
Salzburg are already out.
All right, yeah.
They can then just, no matter what happens in that game, whether Leipzig would win it anyway,
Mm.
there's always going to be a thought in the back of people's minds that Salzburg rolled over to make sure Leipzig went through in an
Okay, yeah.
automatic
Yeah.
spot in the top eight, because they're both owned by Red Bull,
Mm.
which then takes away the integrity of the tournament, which is where the problems then arise.
Yeah, no, which that does make sense. To be fair, you wouldn't want that type of
No,
headache.
no.
Yeah,
All they've done, all these people have done, is create a loophole.
mm,
So Marinakis still basically has control of both clubs,
yeah.
but the paperwork says he doesn't.
Okay, yeah,
He says he doesn't have control of Nottingham Forest. We all know he still has control of Nottingham Forest.
yeah.
It's as
So
simple
where
as that.
where are Olympiacos? Are they in Europa or
No, you're
Champions?
Olympiacos are Champions League.
Oh, they're
So the
Champions League.
reason he did it, because he thought Forest were going to get Champions League as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they had until the deadline was the 1st of March to file the paperwork. Crystal
Mm.
Palace filed theirs in March, or what's his name? John Textor filed his in March to try and create. I keep on forgetting what is the blind trust, to create this blind trust for either Leon or Palace, when he realised they both could end up in Europa League, because Leon also had loads of games as well,
Oh,
didn't they? So they might not have even been in League One. So they might not have got Europe full stop. But
oh, okay.
from
So they
what I,
did. Know.
huh?
So they did know. I thought they
They've
didn't
done
know.
it now.
Yeah,
The blind trust has now been created, but the
but they
deadline was the
also.
1st of March, and they filed it in March, which means it doesn't count for next season's European competitions.
Okay. All right. All right.
And
All
that's
right.
the problem they've created themselves, which is why I call it more of an admin error
Mm,
than them not knowing what they're doing. I want to do a little bit more on this John Textor, because I've read a little bit, and obviously Stocky spoke to me a bit about it as well. So
mm.
this guy has basically ransacked Leon.
Okay.
So they owned everything outright. So they own their stadium, training ground, everything. Ladies
Mm.
team. He sold all of them. The American club that he owns, I think he owns an American club. He sold the ladies team for them. He also owns Botafogo, which it shows on the screen.
Yeah.
So when Botafogo won the Copa Libertadores, he
Mm.
used Leon's money to buy players.
Oh my days, nah, that's
Yeah.
nasty work.
Yes. And then Leon went to court for the thing that they were going to get relegated about,
Oh,
and he
okay,
turned up in a Botafogo hat.
yeah. He's a scumbag.
Like, this guy, I don't know why he's bought the club if he's
Yeah,
just going to do what he's done to them. This sounds like what Mike, not to the extent, it sounds like what Mike actually did to us. He bought it for his own personal benefit and
mm,
not to run it as a football club. And it just seems mental.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's wrong on all fronts, man.
Yeah.
You
So
almost
he's
give
as much as he still owns a controlling stake. I think it is still 77%. I'm not sure if that's changed. He's no longer the chairman, and for Leon to stay in League One, he had to be removed as chairman
Oh, okay. All right.
because of all the stuff he's done and all the madness that he's on about. So yeah, this guy's just bonkers.
He's moving mad, man.
Yeah, moving crazy.
And then Crystal Palace is so you only own 45%.
I don't think
Um.
you're allowed to own more than 30% of a club.
Oh, okay.
So
Mm.
you have to put a certain amount of shares into a blind trust. And a
Yeah.
blind trust is basically just a vault that no one knows who owns the bloody shares.
Mm.
It's exactly what it sounds like. No one knows who owns the shares.
Yeah.
It's silly.
He almost destroyed Leon, man.
Yeah, he very nearly did. They were on the verge of getting relegated from League One because of what he
yeah.
had done, which
Yeah.
is like just crazy.
Yeah. Scumbag move.
Yeah, very much a scumbag move.
Mm. Yeah, I did not know anything about all this. I really didn't even read into the Leon stuff too much. Like I heard that they were getting relegated and how PSG wanted to help him out
Mm.
and stuff like that. I don't know why PSG would want to do that, but
Yeah,
yeah, I was hearing a lot and didn't take a deep dive into what was going on. And yeah, and the Palace stuff as well.
yeah. So
Yeah,
here's a list. So Marinakis, yeah, a little bit on him, what he's done. Because he owns both clubs. There's
mm,
no it's he's like you don't have to hide the fact you own a club. It's more the shares.
yeah,
So you get a UEFA approved blind trust that has to be run by someone. So I got a little bit wrong earlier that you don't know whose it is. It's run by
mm,
someone. It can be a company. I'm sure it can just be an individual as well. But that takes away him having direct control over Forest.
yeah,
So it shows that if he gives, say, he owns 70% and he gives them 50% or 40,
mm,
he wouldn't give him 50, he'd give him 49. He'd give him 49%, which then
mm.
means he then doesn't have a controlling share in the club, which means he doesn't have direct control of Nottingham Forest,
Oh right,
even though he can still influence the decisions kind of through the blind trust anyway. This is
mm,
similar. Like Ineos did a similar thing with, because they also own Nice, Nice, I think it
yeah,
is. Yeah, and then outside of that, you have to take yourself off of like the chair, so you can't have a position that has significant control over the club.
mm,
And then he also then has to have minimal involvement in the sporting side of Forest now. So he has to take a back seat. So all of this stuff we see him on the pitch and stuff like that,
yeah.
he
You
has to
can't
do
do it.
that a lot less than he was before.
Oh okay, all right.
And then it gets monitored. So UEFA will monitor it to see if he's complying by all of the rules which
Mm.
come with having a blind trust of a club.
Oh man, this is all messy.
Yeah. It's crazy the way it is, but it's all of this just to create a loophole, basically,
yeah, yeah,
so
of
that
course.
teams can have like multi-club ownership. Because you've got various clubs that these are the main two, City
Mm,
and the Red Bulls. So Red Bull have got Salzburg, Leipzig, who at some point are going to be in the same competition. Whether Leipzig fall or Salzburg climb into a position, they're in a similar thing. But
mm,
I think they've already negated that. Then obviously New York and I think Bragantino are, I want to say Mexican,
mm.
but I'm not 100% sure. So most of the clubs aren't going to come into contact with each other. But
Well,
then, go on.
City and Genoa, I saw a tweet on
Yeah.
that.
City
They
and
were.
Genoa, they did a similar thing when Genoa went on that mad run. But they've moved shares about as well to make that
Oh,
work.
okay.
I'm
All
not
right.
even going to try and tell you who all of these other clubs are. I know we've got Genoa, we've got Mumbai, and we've got Troyes. And obviously you've got New York City, Melbourne City. I think
Mm,
one's Montevideo. I think bottom
mm.
left is maybe Yokohama, and I'm not sure who the other two are.
All right, yeah.
But yeah, they're the main two groups that have got loads of controlling shares. But there is loads of multi-group ownerships. Like you've got Fenway that own Liverpool, who
Mm.
who are also trying to buy Getafe and Levante.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then you've got a company called 777 who owns Sporting Liège, Vasco da Gama, Hertha Berlin, teams like that. V
Mm,
Sports, which is Aston Villa, they own a Portuguese side. Vitoria, they own Real Union in Spain as well.
mm,
Southampton have got one. They own a Turkish club in Southampton and a French club. I think is Valacanes or something like that.
yeah,
Newcastle's PIF own quite a few clubs. I couldn't name you the clubs, but they own quite a few as well.
yeah,
So there's loads of loads and
yeah,
loads of them out there.
yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah,
But what do
it's
you think about all that multi thing? I think in business sense, yeah, it makes sense for like people trying to make business and stuff. But in football sense, like, what do you?
I don't like the way it's done. I like the fact I quite like it if it was monitored better.
Mm,
So like the Red Bull thing, as that's still on the screen.
mm,
Salzburg and Leipzig, they're not miles and miles apart of being in the same competition, but they obviously create the loophole by putting the money in a trust and blah 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 blah.
yeah,
That's the bit of it I don't like.
mm,
So say Newcastle, the owners then went and bought a second tier side in Spain or Germany that they could then send youth players to
yeah,
develop. If it was
yeah,
done for them reasons, like partnerships, rather than it being a group all owned by the same people, you
mm,
partner with sites and stuff like that. I would much prefer it to be that way, but
mm,
we've gone way too far to roll back to that.
yeah,
I just don't like the way this is done because as much as these trusts are created and on paper they're not controlling two clubs, 100% there's control.
yeah, yeah,
And like I said earlier, it takes a little bit of the integrity away of competitions if the two teams ever do come up against each other.
yeah.
And that's one thing I just don't like about it. What about you? How are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, honestly, I agree with everything you said, and that's how I see it as well, in a sense. But yeah, I'm slightly worried about if two teams do come up against each other, but like you say, they found a loophole of doing that whole putting shares here and there, but it could still like they still have small influences on games if they do were to come up against each other. So yeah, I'm slightly worried about all that. Like I said, in business sense, I get it. Like, because if I'm in that position, I want to own all these different clubs. But footballing wise, it's just chaos in my
Yeah,
eyes, man. I think it's a lot of chaos and a lot of things going wrong, like with the whole Crystal Palace and Leon stuff. Like, it's just causing unnecessary noises
mm,
around football, and it's all down to ownerships and stuff like that. It's annoying. Like it's kind of killing the sport.
yeah.
I
It
get it.
does. It does a
Yeah.
bit. And like the frustrating thing is, yeah, for like Palace fans, this is the third. This is the first time
Mm,
that a club has ever lost their position in a competition due to it.
exactly. Yeah.
And if they didn't have the rollback of Conference League,
Mm,
Crystal Palace have just lost the prize they get for winning their first trophy ever.
yeah.
Their first ever trip into Europe as a club. They could have potentially lost that
Mm,
due to multi club ownership, which
exactly.
is
And that,
like the club deserve it, but the fans don't.
mm,
And that's the thing that would grate on me if they didn't have the rollback of the Conference League, which is why I spoke to the few Palace, Palace fans that I know
mm.
to see what their thoughts were on it. And they see it as a competition. They see it as the competition they're most likely to win next season.
Which I understand, innit? But I like.
So they're
I,
relatively happy because they still get their European tour. They're still in their first European competition, and they feel like they've got a very good chance to win it.
which I get.
Mm.
I do get that. I just look at it in terms of like if you are in Europa League, which is obviously bigger, there is a big gap between Europa League and Europa Conference. I think the players you can attract as well probably helps, and the players you can keep
Yeah,
probably helps if you are in Europa League. But like, yeah, they weren't expected to be in Europe anyway. They finished what 10th, 11th, 12th, one of them. Um, didn't expect to win the FA Cup, but they've won it, and now they're in Europe. It's just like, yeah,
yeah,
they're happy with either. like I said, if oh my days, if they didn't have that roll back into conference, it would have been chaos, and that FA Cup win would have meant absolutely nothing. No, actually, no, take that. That's a lie. But
Yeah,
you
you still
won.
have the day, you still have the parade,
You won a trophy.
but you want
But
the European tour off the back
you
of it.
won. You won the European. Exactly. That's it. Like these cups get you into Europe.
Yeah,
That's one of the main things of
it's
wanting to
part
win
it's
these.
part of the prize, isn't it? It's all part
Yeah,
of the prize.
yeah. Because if you imagine you didn't, like you finished 10th and then you won you won the Carling Cup, so you would have been happy with a conference, like especially now you finished 10th. You haven't actually I don't know. Would you have been happy with a conference? Because I just realised you've been in Champions League.
What, this season?
Yeah,
No, no, no,
yeah. I
no.
don't
The
think you're
conference
that. Yeah,
wouldn't have been
I
acceptable
feel
for
that.
like
Another team. I'll take another team.
I depending on how we went about it. Like if we'd won so if it was just win the Carabao Cup and then we fell off and we ended up in the Conference League,
Yeah,
I would have seen it as a little bit of a failure because
yeah.
it would have opened the window for players like Alexander Isak to leave.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the only reason. As a fan of a club, if we didn't have players that were of a level that we need to be in the Champions League, I would have been like, we've won a trophy. Like we're
Mm,
in Europe and we've got a chance of winning the Conference League, the same way the Palace fans are saying.
yeah,
But when we're past that point now, unfortunately, because Tonali, clubs have been sniffing around him, going, well, you're in the conference, come to Champions League.
yeah,
Isak, same.
mm,
Potentially other players, same. These are Champions League players.
yeah,
That is why it was unacceptable for us to not make Champions League this season.
yeah. But do you think that's kind of like almost the same for Crystal Palace? I know they ain't got that kind like that many level of players, but are they in a shit situation of all right? Now we're in Europa Conference. We could lose
Nah,
a
I
lot
don't.
more than what we
I
had this
genuinely
year.
don't think that makes any difference to who they lose. I think the
Yeah.
players that they were going to lose, the players they lose, they were going to lose anyway.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
your Eze's, your Gahey's, I think they'll probably be the only two big names that go.
Yeah.
And I think they were going to go regardless because they will feel they've done everything they can at the club.
Mm.
Like they're heroes forever. They've
Yeah.
won
Yeah.
Palace's first trophy. It's the best time to leave.
Yeah. And I think Palace fans are respectful like that as well in terms of all right, you've done enough for us. Like here you go, you can leave.
Mm.
Like I don't know about the game one. I think the game one's a bit like I don't think fans are really happy with him. But Eze, I think they'll be happy to see him. You
Mm.
know, if he leaves, it'll be thank you for everything you've done. I don't think there'll be any hate towards the transfer.
They'll be even less happy with Gahey if he doesn't leave and he leaves on a free next year.
Oh, okay. See, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's bad. So this is a breakdown of the City Football Group
Oh, okay.
when they were bought, the stake that City Football Group own in the team. It's probably not what I should have up now. Ineos is a little bit more interesting because they're one of the. This is one of the clubs. Well, two of the clubs that were potentially in the same situation as we've been talking about. So Man United and Nice both qualified for the same competition in last season, I want to say.
Mm.
And they did the same thing Marinakis did.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
they did the blind trust structure before the deadline,
yeah.
didn't create any conflict. Both teams were still allowed to play. Like I said about the Red Bull teams, they've both been in the Champions League.
Mm.
They had to restructure the way the the way the way Red Bull's ownership is looked at or sponsorship, whatever you want to call it, is done,
Mm.
so that they
Yeah.
didn't have influence over Salzburg anymore, and they only had the influence over Leipzig.
Yeah.
So they were still allowed in. The only other ones that we've brought up, Man City, Girona, same
Mm.
again, both owned by the same group, but they did a similar-ish type of thing, but they, instead of putting it in a blind trust, they just created two distinct teams.
Yeah.
So there was no people with the same name on both sides, whereas it was previously. So Girona have now got their own setup, completely separate from Man City's, which allows them to play in the same thingy.
Oh, okay.
The only other time it's come up is, I think these are two Israeli clubs. I think it was UEFA owned by the same third party, and they were gonna. UEFA warned them about it, but it dissolved the links. I think one of the ownerships dissolved their. I think the ownership dissolved one of their ownerships in one of the clubs
Oh, right.
to get around that.
See, it's just the whole thing's just messy, man. It's
Yeah,
multi.
very.
Like, it is a headache, man. Honestly, like I do not want my club to go through any of that crap, man, because it's just annoying to hear. Honestly, I
Yeah,
don't think
it's one that I know Newcastle will be involved in at some point because PIF own quite a few clubs already.
yeah. Well, like
Uh,
big clubs that can make Champions League.
no. I don't think. I'm not sure they've got any other clubs in Europe at the minute, but they are looking at them.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think because obviously they own 3 or 4 Saudi clubs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird one because the reason I'm sure Newcastle will be involved in it is because Tottenham are now signing players based off the back of investment from a PAF company,
Mm.
which has annoyed Newcastle fans to the highest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't know about any of that.
So apparently the Saudis, one of the PAF companies, have pumped £300 million
In Spurs.
into Spurs. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Oh, shit. For what? Why?
So I don't know the exact reasonings. I've been saying this similar line for quite a while now. So I feel that our owners are playing 4D chess and they're playing it very, very well.
Mm.
That no one is actually really talking about it, what they're doing. So
Yeah.
at the minute, we've seen them, well, over the last few years, we've seen them inflate prices by taking players to Saudi, not done it with a single Newcastle player.
Mm.
Now we're seeing them invest in clubs that are potentially in and around us certain amounts of money to allow them to spend a certain amount of money. So the Tottenham thing, I think you come at it from 2 angles. Levy was the biggest one against us being owned by PIF. He's
Yeah.
now accepted £300 million from a PIF company,
It's so
which sounds like a massive sweetener from
yeah.
PIF to basically say, look, when our
No.
new sponsorships, because we've got, from what I can gather, we've got so many things. We've probably got about 15 things
Mm.
that other clubs have sponsors for that we haven't got sponsors for in a minute.
Yeah.
So once they've smoothed all this stuff out, they're going to start slapping sponsorships down. And then
Oh.
now that they're garnering friends in certain places,
Mm.
there's gonna be less pushback,
Yeah.
and they're
Okay.
inflating the market on everything, so that they can then inflate the sponsorship.
Mm.
So that our sponsor, and they're waiting until we're at a certain point. So we're now looked at. So I don't know if we'll see it this year. We will probably see it next year. If we don't see it next year, we'll 100% see it the year after that, because what they're looking for us to do is become a regular Champions League club.
Yeah.
I mean, all of our sponsorship deals can be in line with the other regular Champions League clubs. Whereas at the
Oh,
minute it can't,
yeah.
because we're a now and again Champions League club.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
get it next year, people
You're
are going to
right.
say we somehow finish second next year and win another
Mm.
trophy.
Mm.
They will pull the trigger,
Oh,
because
right.
they will say, if you look at our growth and you look at what we've done over the last few years, we
It's
can
like.
do our sponsorships now in
Mm.
line with a Tottenham, a Chelsea, maybe an Arsenal. Not
Mm.
Liverpool, Man City, not Man United, because they're in a different stratosphere to us at the minute. But we can
Yeah.
now do it. Whereas at the minute, our sponsorships need to be in line with West Ham,
Yeah.
Aston Villa, It's not enough, which is why they're waiting and they're holding out and they're inflating things so that there's less pushback when they do it. When say now Levy looks at it in a year's time, when we slap in like a training ground, a training kit sponsor for £20 million a year. I don't know what that's not going to be the figure, but I'm just chucking a figure out there.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit higher than everybody else's that it should be. He's not going to go, hold on, what about this? Because PIF are just going to go, right, that £300 million now, interest.
Yeah.
Interest is going up.
Yeah.
You're in the pocket now. So
Yeah.
act like you're in the pocket.
That's mad.
That's not what's happening. That's in my
Oh,
mind.
okay. Yeah.
Like in my mind, that's been my theory for ages. Because there's so much stuff that they can use to pump money into the club. And these are the workings out in my head of the reasons why they haven't done it.
Yeah.
It sounds like it makes sense.
It makes sense. Yeah, I think it sounds
But
like
there might be completely different reasons for it. But it just seems like a very good game of 4D chess to me.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how we go about it. Because there is a lot of sponsorship to do, and there's a lot of sponsorship deals running out. Oh no, you're not part of a multi-club ownership at all.
No,
your owners own multiple franchises, but none of them are football, apart from Colorado Rapids.
Well, in America, isn't it? So
Yeah, so it doesn't really count. Yeah, but they've got LA Rams, Denver Nuggets, Colorado Avalanche in ice hockey, and Colorado Mammoth in lacrosse. Safe. Yeah, lacrosse.
Oh, that's crazy.
But yeah, I think it is stuff we'll see coming in more and more and more because people will use it to their benefit. Like the Red Bull teams have done loads of transfers between themselves and stuff like that. And I think that's another thing we'll start to see. We'll start to see PIF clubs buying off Newcastle players.
Yeah.
Because they also own Al Nassr, which is Ronaldo's team, Al Hilal, which is the team that was in the Club World Cup, Al Etihad, which is the team Benzema plays for, and Al Ali, who have got some very big names in their team as well.
Oh, wow, it's a lot of teams all around,
all Saudi, all the Saudi team, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
It's their countries. They basically own the country. They run the whole country, so they can do what they want out there, can't they?
Oh man, that is mad.
And to think the only player Newcastle have sold to Saudi Arabia was Alan St. Maximin, who at the time a lot of people would have argued was the best player outside of the top 6 clubs in the league.
Yeah,
and he went for £25 million.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? I think if you were to sell more players out there, I think there would be a lot of questions asked.
Exactly. So, like we were saying last week, if the John Duran thing happened and Newcastle had sold John Duran to Saudi for him to go on loan to Turkey 6 months later, like all hell would break loose.
There'll be hella questions.
Yeah, people would be going crazy. Which is why I'm saying I think they are just playing 4D chess because we could easily sell Longstaff to Saudi for £30 million, but it's instantly going to get questioned.
100%.
Like, there's loads of other players. We could have done it with Lloyd Kelly. We could have sold Callum Wilson for even if we sold him for £10 million in January before we've done a free. Like, Miggy Almiron. All of these players we could have sold to Saudi for a fee, but regardless of what the fee was, we would have got questioned.
Yeah. I don't think you can make too many deals out there. I'm not going to lie.
Straight, they would have gone, that's not fair market value.
Yeah.
People even questioned the St. Maximum deal. We sold it for £25 million. At the time, he was arguably our best player.
Yeah, that's a real easy around. If any other Premier League club came from him, that would have been an easy 60 plus.
Easy 40, £50 million. Easy. Easy. And no one would have batted an eyelid. But that's just the way things go. I hope, I'm not even going to say I hope that's what they're doing. I hope that's what they're doing with the sponsorship. I'd hate to see it with the Saudi thing. I've always said I would like us to build and grow that organically.
Yeah.
I don't want to see inflated fees to Saudi.
Mm.
I want us to do it the right way, like sponsorship deals that are in line with the clubs we're competing with,
Yeah.
like transfers that are just normal transfers. Keep them within PSR, rather than just spending loads of money. I love that it's come at this time of football, because if it came 5, 6 years ago where we could have just gone slap, 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 it would have felt
Yeah.
cheap.
Raw.
And I've ridiculed Chelsea, I've ridiculed Man City, and
Mm.
it would have cheapened everything for me. Like the Carabao Cup would have been cheapened. I probably would have
Mm.
celebrated it the same way in the moment, but it
Yeah.
would have been cheapened because it's not back to, there's like no,
Natural.
yeah,
Natural.
it wouldn't have been done for footballing reasons. It would have been
Yeah.
done because we just had a shitload of money.
And that's what I say to Chelsea and City fans. I just feel like your wins are not like, we don't really care too much about that because we know how you really came about. Like, as soon as you got your ownership, it's bang bang bang,
Yeah.
we're throwing money on it, everything. And yeah, and I think with you like you've taken a different route, and you haven't gone crazy at all with it, but you're still doing well,
But
and
we've had
that's
to. And I'll happily have this argument with anybody that turns around and said it's all about the money. Yeah, we've
yeah.
spent more
We
money,
haven't seen
but we've
anything.
spent the money because the previous owner didn't spend any money to make us
Yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah.
And we've
We
kept
haven't seen
within our
anything.
allowance.
That's the
Mm.
thing. We haven't seen anything too crazy that will change your whole
Yeah,
like change everything. You haven't gone for like the biggest players in the world, which everyone was saying you
exactly.
was going to do. Yeah.
We've gone for good. We've every single transfer we've brought in has been a hit.
Mm.
So we've gone down the route of good scouting, getting the players that are next up, not
Yeah.
established stars like Isak. Everybody was like, when we first signed him, numerous people told me it was an overspend. He's worth double what we paid for him now.
Mm.
Tonali, we got ridiculed because of the drugs ban. One of the best midfielders in the league.
Mm.
Kieran Trippier, he's only coming because you're paying him a bag load of money. Like, he was immense for us for 2 years. Yes, he's on the decline now, but he was so good. He
Mm.
was the turning point. His leadership has taken us to where we are now. Like, we got ridiculed for bringing in Dan Burn. Like, what's Dan Burn going to do for
Oh
you?
yeah, yeah. Now, yeah. See, that's where you.
England's Dan Burn.
Yeah, that's where you lot get my respect on that one. Like
Like, we spent big money on Livramento. We spent big money on Lewis Hall.
mm,
Educated gambles. Two of the
yeah,
best fullbacks in the league now.
mm,
Like, we've spent money, yes, but we've spent within our means, and we've scouted the right players with the right mentality and the right attitude and very high ceilings. And then we've brought in one of the best coaches in the league who can develop these players, because every single player that Eddie Howe has coached since he's been at the club is better than they were before they were coached by Eddie Howe.
yeah.
Every single one.
That's another thing. You could have gone for a crazy elite manager as well, but
We could have gone for a Jose.
yeah,
Some Newcastle fans think it's written in the stars that Jose Mourinho one day manages Newcastle because he was
yeah,
Bobby Robson's boy at Barcelona.
mm,
And he
yeah,
looks at Bobby Robson as a father figure, and they're like, they think it's written in the stars. Would it have been great at one point? Yeah, it would have been fantastic to say Jose Mourinho's Newcastle manager. Would I want him now? No, thank you.
no, I think he would. Yeah, he's someone as well on the decline as well. Someone needs to
Hmm.
pack it up. Yeah,
That's Mourinho would have been one of them ones that if the takeover happened, Eddie Howe didn't work, and they wanted a quick fix to try and get a trophy,
yeah,
that would have been a reason to go down to Mourinho. But Eddie Howe has worked beyond what anybody would have thought.
yeah.
Like,
No fact.
massively beyond. I was happy with Howe at the time, but I didn't think he'd turn himself into the level of coach he is now.
Yeah,
But this is the key point. I've said this a few times. Love him to bits. He's brilliant. He is an elite level coach.
mm,
Now he has to show he's an elite level manager by getting rid of the players that have got us to where we are now, the right players, and
mm,
replacing him with players that take us to the next level, rather than
yeah,
being too loyal to the ones that have got us to where we are.
yeah. It's always about stepping up. To be fair, you
Yeah.
can't just keep going with the same players. You gotta,
And if he
yeah,
does that, for me, he's easily top three in the league when it comes to coaches, straight managers, 100%.
mm,
If we get this summer right and we kick on again next season, 100% he's in that
yeah.
bracket.
I compare him. I compare him to Arteta in sense of like how they've changed your club? Because who was it, Steve Bruce, before, and
Yeah, Steve Bruce,
you
yeah.
were you were like bottom three, I think, or
Rock
something.
rock bottom.
Oh, you was rock bottom.
Rock
You was rock
bottom.
bottom.
Cut adrift. No team. I don't think we won a game in the first 16 games in the league. No team
Yeah,
has ever survived from that point.
and then Eddie Howe.
He came in, we lost a couple on the bounce. I think we beat Leeds. I can't remember if Leeds was before the Cambridge game. We beat Leeds, which turned it around, our league season round. We got knocked out of the third round of the cup to Cambridge. It was Kieran
Mm,
Trippier's first game, and we got
yeah.
knocked out the third round of the FA Cup
Oh, wow. But by Cambridge.
by Cambridge at St James's Park.
I didn't remember. That's hell. That is hell.
Yeah,
That's hell.
exactly.
It's hell. Oh,
Exactly. And then I think that was before the Leeds game. So John Joe Shelby scored a free kick against Leeds to beat them 1-0 at Leeds. It was pissing it down.
mm,
Horrible, horrible day. And he
mm,
scored a free kick for us to beat Leeds 1-0. And that changed everything. We motored on from there.
yeah.
We haven't looked
Oh,
back.
yeah.
Since that point, since that John Joe Shelby goal,
It will change.
from that game up to now, we've accumulated the third most points in the league
Mm,
behind you and Man City.
yeah. That's crazy, man. That's all down to Eddie Howe, man. Obviously,
It is 100%.
he's
Howe and his
working
team. So
hard.
we've got a few key people in there. We've got Howe,
Mm,
we've got Graham Jones, and we've got Jason Tyndall.
yeah.
They're the three main names that you'll hear that this is attributed to. But there's so many other people involved. But them three that have just done a madness.
For the face, innit? Yeah.
Yeah, absolute madness.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. How it goes next season, man.
Yeah.
I think your transfers have been a bit slow, but
We'll get them right because we're getting them right. Like we said last week,
mm,
when we go in like on Bromo, we want to pay £55 million for that position.
yeah,
We had our limit. Our limit was £55 million.
mm,
They wanted more. We couldn't pay it. Cunha, whatever our limit is for that, whatever we sign a player for in that position, who I actually now think is going to be Gallagher, whatever we sign that player for,
mm,
that was our limit. And
yeah,
I'll guarantee it's less than what Man United pay for Cunha, which is why we didn't get Cunha, because it was above our limit. Same with João Pedro, it was above our limit. Well, actually, no, that one might not be, because if we go and get an Ekatike, that's going to be 70 million. So
yeah,
it might not have been above our limit, but it was above our limit for João Pedro.
mm,
So it's one of them things.
yeah.
But we're approaching 2 hours, so I think it's time to wrap. Anything you'd like to plug this week, Samir?
No, I ain't got anything at the moment, but hopefully someday soon. But yeah, good
Yeah,
talk, man. It was a
it
good day.
was. It was.
Yeah,
We still managed to get out a nice, smooth, good 2 hours, just the two of
yeah.
us. So yeah, loving that. Fantastic stuff. I am going to plug my daughter crocheting me an owl, which is now attached to my microphone. So big up Ruby, who has crocheted me an owl. I will also, well, if there's a show running, I'll be on Spurs Kings TV on Wednesdays on the Rival Show. Hasn't been about the last 2 weeks, but maybe catch me there about 9:30 Wednesday. Outside of that, see you back here 9 o'clock next Sunday. Like, share, subscribe, people. But thanks for being with us. Peace.
Peace.